Rainy days in conference always get me down. Travis Wayne Goodsell. So, we have a deathbed president of the 12 who refuses to lead the church. Told Jesus to go take this job and shove it. Ooh, there's a good theme song. Job and shove it. Mormon apologists, as they're conflicted as to what to call themselves after Jesus told Nelson to threaten Mormons and the whole world to no longer use nicknames. He's dead now. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Benson made it very clear as an apostle to BYU students that we don't need to listen to a dead prophet. We've got a whole new, no prophet. We can do whatever we want. Mormon hedonism. Mormon apologists defend the church at all costs with red herring, non sequitur arguments enforced with threats of ad hominem to prove the church is true. Those are falsehoods called fallacies. The church is so true, nobody can use truth to defend the church because it's so true. If it were true, you wouldn't have to make up lies. You wouldn't have to tell stories. You wouldn't have to use fallacy arguments. You'd have the evidence right in front of you. Case closed. And it's sad that it's being done by Mormons in other people's lives as well. Corey Richens found out this morning. The prosecutor proving its case that she's a murderer. Sister Corey. So true that she's a murderer. They've got the case nailed pat. That they've now got a witness that perjured themselves because they were threatened to lie about her and the jury, to the jury. And they just forgot to tell the defense that the witness changed their testimony. Oops. Obviously, she must be guilty if they have to get the witnesses to lie on the stand. Very sad. Very sad. But Fox News does it again. They have set Tyler free. Free, set them free. Free, set them free. If this is your first video of mine, you've never seen any others, you don't even bother to go to my channel page, you are way behind, you are way out of the loop. Way out of the loop. Fox News yesterday, on their YouTube channel, showed a video clip without a timestamp, without a date stamp, without even a location. We're just supposed to trust them. Of the perpetrator who turned himself in, so obviously he's guilty. Tyler Robinson, wearing the red shirt, at a gas station. I saw this morning further clarification by Fox that it was of that person in Cedar City a couple hours after the shooting. Now it takes 3.5 hours for travel time. I should have checked. I didn't check. I should have checked. I didn't check. I should have checked. It's UVU, or was it USU? UVU, right? Two hours, 53 minutes. Fox. Fox. If you take the side road, it's 3 hours, 42 minutes. Get to tour Mount Pleasant, Gunnison, Salina. Fox. This is a problem when you don't label things properly. And so obviously he's fleeing the scene. It's a timeline. And the reason why they're doing this video clip is because last night's reporting, or yesterday's reporting, yeah, it was yesterday's reporting that didn't make their YouTube channel. They were concerned about the case. The prosecution has screwed up the timeline. I've been telling you this the whole time, but that's not the main core problem. That's an after problem that keeps getting worse. The core problem is you have no shooter on the claimed roof, as there's no rifle evidence there to match with the evidence out in the forest. But yes, the timeline is all screwed up. The prosecution screwed up the case. And it's expected that the lawyers getting paid $1 million, who've just added the Menendez brothers lawyer, are purposely going to milk this out for a year or so, as Tyler rots in jail, in seclusion. And so yes, you have to have the timeline correct, because if you've got him claiming to be that he's the shooter without a rifle of the person you think did it from the wrong trajectory, and now you're going around saying that you found the blood evidence on the rifle when you did no ballistics report, there's no autopsy. Love Autopsy. That could have also been an excellent theme song in the description below. But it has just got ugly written all over it. Tyler is only being accused for what they're creating his life to be. That's what he's being accused of. Living a life that they are manufacturing. That he has furry sex with his computer game. That he's transitioning with his school roommate. And that he's not faithful Mormon paying tithing as he ought to. The whole thing is screwed up. But here's how Fox doesn't realize what they've done. By placing him in Cedar City now, just hours after the shooting, which was shortly after noon, Candace Owen had previously obtained a timed and date picture of the perpetrator that evening just down the block from the UVU at the Dairy Queen. Would somebody care to explain the timeline here again? The timeline's getting worse. Worse. Oh my God, John Welsh, what the hell are you thinking? Hebrew chiasmus doesn't prove the Book of Mormon is true. You just proved that it plagiarized the late War of Napoleon. You've screwed up the timeline. But this is what happens when you have a church who lies to its membership about its own church history, about its own theology and religion and everything, that somehow the quorum of the 12 with only one key of Peter can bestow upon their president all keys of which they don't have. And this teaching is embedded into the very blood of Mormons. The blood. They perpetuate this lie as we go on missions and we lie. Joseph Smith saw Jesus. Here it is. This is a pretty picture. That's Jesus. Joseph Smith saw Jesus. So true. I feel it. Join and start paying. Or you're the enemy. And so you get Mormons who go to BYU, that the church gets psychology specifically tailored to further this fallacy argument, and they graduate so that they're going to prison now. Jody Hildebrand. How dare you get caught? She's not a true Mormon. She got caught. BYU is still the one true church. School. And we prove it every time we beat the University of Utah in football. As we allowed a little Mormon girl to destroy the life of the starting quarterback this year and to chase him out of town for his innocence, as she withdrew her testimony, confessing that, yeah, she just wanted to marry him and he refused. God. So yeah, this is a very dangerous situation. As I've been telling you, the cops don't know how to investigate crime. That involves real scientific forensic investigation. And they don't know what that is. They've been indoctrinated ever since they were in the womb to lie about everything, to create reality that isn't real, to manufacture truth. This is the danger of Mormonism. This is the danger of Mormons, who have an outward appearance of being normal, who appear to do normal things like everybody else in the world, until you start talking to them. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, get me away from here. That's what I noticed as a fellow Mormon, born and raised outside of Utah. When I came to Utah, Mormons were instantly friendly, kind of overly friendly, kind of in your face, in your life friendly, until you didn't conform and comply to their will for you. Because they know what's best for you. They're wanting to help you reach your potential. It's Heavenly Father's plan of salvation to take away your agency, because you're not worthy. And so we must help you keep your covenant path. Yeah, there are several movies on this. Rosemary's Baby. The other Shaun of the Dead thing. It's the guy who's in the Shaun of the Dead. He does that other movie. He is a UK cop, and they don't like him. So they have him on a special assignment to this outskirts town with a secret combination of the people. Okay, Simon Pegg. Is it Hot Fuzz? Let's see his filmography. Come on. God. Filmography. Spanish Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End. Yeah, it must be. Whoops. Zombie comedy. It's not a zombie comedy. So it must be Hot Fuzz. Buddy Cop. An elite London police officer whose proficiency makes the rest of his team look bad, causing him to be reassigned to Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. Yep. Good movie. Was it rated R? I don't know. Most likely. I don't care. After learning in high school that Article of Faith number 13 is true, not the Living Prophets of Jesus, or the For Strength of the Youth pamphlet, Benson, he tricked you guys. Listen to his talk very carefully. Do a grammatical study of the sentence structure of Benson's talk. Not only will you find out that pregnant women are a pernicious evil, but he never said don't watch R-rated movies, because he uses also in the context Article of Faith number 13. And so it's that, and then you have to figure out, what do you mean by pornography? Because it's temple prostitution. That's what you're having us do by paying you tithing for only sex after we pay you and get married in the temple. Yes, rated R. 2 hours, 1 minute. Comedy action. Comedy ensues. And so, yes, I've been doing numerous videos over the years about how the cops can't investigate crime because they keep going on the news saying, we need your help figuring out who done it. Anybody who has a tip, you want to turn in somebody, let us know. We'll arrest them and frame them for the crime. They still, to this day, have not solved what caused the blow of the gas station place out here. They still don't know. They're doing repairs to rebuild it. And they have no clue what happened to have caused it in the first place. And they're rebuilding it. They don't know what happened. And they're rebuilding it. Oh my God. And don't even get me started about how they can't take care of the homeless. Sister Mendenhall, the homewrecker, is pissed. She's furious. Angry. Don't make her angry. You won't like her when she's angry. She'll wreck your home. So yes. Yes. So yes, the pictures at the beginning that I've got planned are intended for shock value. You should have caught on, you didn't. To be accused of your lifestyle not being approved of, and as a crime to be punished for which you actually didn't do. Yeah, that's sick and twisted. But that's the Danites. It's what they did to Joseph Smith. So no wonder. I can't believe I check these things out and I go, oh, look at that. Look at that. Nelson died 7 years, 8 months. Munson, oh, 9/11. Oh. If you're new, you don't understand. You think this is just a one thing. Oh, see, you're going a little too far there with 9/11. That had nothing to do with New York. You've not been following me. And 7 and 8, what the hell is that supposed to refer to? And just understand, today is the 7th day from Nelson's death, and they start conference here at 10. Oh my God. So I'm sure everything will be fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Keep paying your tithing. Oh God. So the shutdown is going to be delaying weddings. Not if we can get to Zion. We are waiting for the fall. We are waiting for the transfer. We are waiting for the Exodus. We are waiting for the building of Zion. I've got it all planned out. We're just waiting. In Zion, yes, while the world is at war, we will be at peace. No need to murder your spouse. Love them. Give them agency, and they will give it to you. God, sickening, the hate that goes on. There were some new Democrats that won elections, and Congress is refusing to hold session to swear them in. Nothing says true political party like get the hell out. So, those of you who have been following and you know your Mormon Jeopardy questions, who's the one responsible for the win-win situation? Stephen R. Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So, again in the news yesterday from MSNBC, a journalist on the show said, quote, Trump sees the shutdown as a win-win situation. Do you see how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has influenced the world? Don't even get me started on the one who's helping Nazis given asylum here in America to thank their American liberators for the psychological manipulation that is destroying our nation and the whole world. Stanley Smith Stevens, the dichotomous and non-dichotomous categorization of human behavior. I see him everywhere now. Everywhere. Oh, before I go any further. So, the U.S. debt clock, which I put in the video the other day, has all this week had an X game for gambling refusing to be closed so that you can see the debt clock, the nation's debt clock. This is a government site. And X has a game that is cyber terrorizing it to prevent viewing of the content on the website. This is a cyber hack. So I've been reporting it, trying to get it taken down. They won't do it. And yesterday they mocked me because they do know my age and my identity. All this blacklisting to prove my age and identity. Bleep you guys. They know me. So this time it's elevation, rise up out of the old world. And it's got wings of an eagle, and an eagle over the United States of America with a crown above it. And then the map of the United States of America with some kind of a star, with some kind of thing, a gem with 4 circles. I'm not sure what that's supposed to symbolize. But for those of you who will notice the shadow cast over the United States of America. Yeah, I'm not being threatened whatsoever. Nope, just a coincidence. They're not threatening me. Nope, not whatsoever. Everything is true, nothing to see here. Shut up and pay the church. You apostate. So, yeah, now people are starting to realize, as I've been telling you the whole time this year, a federal shutdown will lead to an economic collapse. So yes, they're still puffing it up because Trump is delaying it. And I don't understand what their end goal is yet. It's not making sense to me, because they can just do it and just utterly get their way through force. But they're purposely delaying. And I don't understand the tactic for this, other than to just torture people like they do little animals and rodents. And the shutdown was supposed to lay people off. They're not going to get paid. The government shut down, but they had them work through the rest of the week. And Trump is threatening to not just lay them off, but fire them. And so Johnson runs the daily vote, and it failed. And all the press said the vote failed, it carries over into next week. Only Midas Touch kept listening to the empty chamber. As the woman says, that Johnson has ordered everybody on vacation next week. They're not showing up for Congress. So there won't be a vote next week. Maybe on Monday, but I don't think it's a holiday. I think it's just Halloween this month. I'm kind of confused on what's going on. Everybody's talking as if Monday is a holiday, and I don't understand. And I don't think the Veterans Day, or not the Veterans Day, the Columbus Day or whatever, is a national holiday. I don't know, maybe things have changed. October. Now, there's something on the 13th, Columbus Day, but that's not a national holiday, is it? Well, he didn't come to America, he came to the islands, the Caribbean. I guess with Trump, he went to Canada, founded the 51st state of Canada. As a state holiday in 22 states, a state legal holiday in Tennessee, and federal holiday in 28 states. Okay. AI says yes, but let's get the government. Yeah. So yeah, it's an official federal holiday. There will be no mail delivered on Monday next week. So, but not for the 6th. Not for the 6th. Okay, whatever. So yes, by taking off all next week and having a token thing on Monday, I guess, to vote and again fail, it'll go into the holiday weekend so that they come back on Tuesday after Tabernacles is all over. So isn't that fun and precious? When? I've been waiting forever. We're so close. Why can't they just do it? Just do it. Stop delaying. I want Zion. So, they've got extra security for conference to keep out the homeless and keep them out here under the underpass for the weekend. Noticed some new people this morning during the rain. It's supposed to be raining all day today. You know, but the AI weather that changed last month, dear God, it cannot even predict correctly the weather at real time. That is how bad this updated version is on Google search. Dear God. I mean, the weather girls were better than this with the analog TV. God. But, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the Baptists will not be able to protest. They'll be locked up and detained by ICE. Church is true! And, oh God, KSL. Oh my God, they just will not stop with the falsehoods. Getting psychologist after psychologist after psychologist on their show over and over again. You do understand they are sexual predators. All of them. All of them are sexual deviants. Abusers. Sexually abusers. As a psychologist here in the state of Utah. They fired Natasha Helfer and excommunicated her because she dared use science. Not conforming and complying to fallacy arguments. It's just sickening. And so yes, yesterday they had their psychologist talking about how a new study shows that being Mormon is what makes you the most happy in life. Awkward sentence structure. Notice I'm not being cyber terrorized this morning. Because it's conference weekend. Mormons are the only one who cyber terrorized me. They will never leave me alone. They want to prove the church is true by committing crimes. Dear God. I believe that Corey Richins was a bad person for murdering her husband with fentanyl. And now that I've heard that the prosecution has a witness who lied, you know, I just, you know, you can't trust anything by this church, by the government in Utah, who are run by Mormons, or any business that is run here in Utah by Mormons. Everything is corrupt to the core here in Utah. Heber C. Kimball was a prophet. In his talk, attest. Salt Lake City will be classified as one of the wickedest cities on the face of the earth. Ta-da! We're here. It's Mormons. Dear God. And then KSL also did a report that there was a homeless conference to provide solutions for the homeless. You don't solve the homeless crisis by having talks. You solve the homeless crisis by restoring the homeless to a home, to a job that can pay for the home, or some other kind of source of revenue to pay for the home, and getting them all of the basic necessities for the home: food, clothing, shelter, hygiene, cleanliness, energy and fuel, communication, which, I mean, dear God, the internet is a basic utility. But under the first Trump term, Ajit Pai destroyed the internet as a basic utility. And so now, under Trump 2.0, the corporations are making it so that people will be denied internet access because their systems are obsolete, because they can't afford to upgrade to have AI tell them how to think, feel, and believe. This is a major crisis that is coming, and nobody seems to care until it happens, and then all of a sudden millions of people across this nation no longer have internet connectivity because their systems are obsolete. And what do now? They can't pay their bills, they can't communicate. Yep, isn't it great? We're all gonna die. And so, no, the homeless need help now, not years of talk, paying people to talk and never come up with a solution. This is a delay tactic to give an outward appearance that they're helping the homeless. They're not. KSL, the dumbasses that they are, reading from a script as a dumb blonde from the 80s. Not actual blondes, per se. If you do the tactic, you get the label. It's like Karen. Your name's not Karen. You're just acting like a Karen. It's a title. You know, like being a prophet for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's just a title. Doesn't mean anything. And so Fox 13 News Utah said that the school boards here in Utah are organizing a task force to evaluate security. Just shoot the kids. Just shoot them. You don't want to do anything, so just shoot them. What the hell? We're forming a task force. We're forming a committee. We're going to discuss it. We need talk. That's a psychology thing. Let's talk about the problem rather than solving it. Doesn't that make you feel better now? We gave you the Menendez brothers lawyer. Don't that make you feel better? Can't you just confess? So that we don't have to investigate? So that we don't have to go forward with the case? Haven't you suffered enough? Can't you confess the church is true? So, last year, Utah was number one in getting conned by phone scams of $14 million. I remember doing the videos on this. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sets you up from the womb. The church is pulling a big scam on you, so you think that's normal. And so you get scammed by others. And then you go, oh, they're the bad people. They scammed me. But the church is good and true. So Putin surprised me. What's up, Putin? I think your people have abandoned investigating me. It's not over yet, remember? Trying to help you too, not just Trump, that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is going to overthrow you and have you murdered. It's not just Trump they're going to murder and overthrow America with. They are everywhere. So he knows about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Interesting. So yes, he knows about Mormons. And yes, if Cozy Bear and the sleeper cell agents here in the United States and in Utah reported back through their chain of communication, which got back to Putin, he knows about me too. Just like the leaders of the church do, right, D. Todd? You're not keeping secrets, are you? He called the assassination disgusting. Interesting. But that's all the news will report on it, that he called it disgusting. Interesting. What's disgusting? The investigation? The frame-up of an innocent Mormon by Mormons? The shooting of Charlie Kirk? Because I think Tucker Carlson is not a friend of Charlie's. Let me check. 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 Oh, no. Carlson thinks that Kirk is Jesus. Okay. Okay. All right. Now that, okay. So that seems to indicate that Kirk was, an innocent speaker of truth, and Putin is disgusted that a Mormon would assassinate him. So are you going to kick out the Mormons from Russia, Putin? There's still 23,000 of them. I don't think you got them enlisted in the war. I don't think they fled, because the church told them to stay, just like they did in Ukraine. God, just evil. So, the Church of Canterbury Tales. I'm just talking about this yesterday. Has ordained the first female leader. The Church of England. Canterbury Tales. Yep. King Arthur and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Church of England, huh? Church of England. And it's interesting because this shows a different side of religion that Mormons do not understand and comprehend. For Mormons, it's about Jesus is physically real, appeared to Joseph Smith, and so whatever Joseph Smith did, raping little girls, adultery, murder, destruction of property, terrorism against the United States, changing the name of the church, as a Christian, and therefore the church is true. And that the president of the 12, with only the keys of Peter, can be ordained and set apart to be the president of the church with all keys. Did the comment reply yesterday about the Mormon who's in denial. They have all keys. No, they don't. They have Peter's. That's it. And they don't even have that because that was amen decades ago. But now Oaks got up and quoted Kimball and added another one of keys they don't have. And it is so sad that Mormons won't study and listen to what they say and go, what? What the hell did you just say? Are you kidding me? And you get mad at me when I do the conference videos? I listened. Why didn't you? And so you don't understand Christianity. Because homuzion from the First Creed is not real. And so Christians have to go deeper into the Kool-Aid pit in order to manufacture their faith, which is the opiate of the masses. That was the KSL reporting from the study. Religion is the opiate of the masses. It makes you feel happy. And if you leave the church, you go through withdrawal symptoms. And so in Christians' mind, they've had debates over leadership scandals. Not everybody accepts the Pope as their Lord and Master, as he's stirring up controversy again. He's brand new. And he's testing Christians' faith. But people know they're human, outside of the Pope. The regular Christian pastors and megachurch leaders who are going to prison for underage sex with girls. They'll just find a different person to replace them, and the Christians will still go back. And this is what Mormons cannot comprehend. If Oaks were to be exposed as having raped a little girl, there would at least be some who would say, I'm out. Church can't be true if the living prophet of Jesus can't stay away from little girls. And yet, they've lowered the age for polygamy. Nobody's listening to that. But as Christians, they know they are not perfect. They will never be perfect. That only Jesus is perfect. And so even though he commands to be therefore perfect, They are told they can't be perfect, and they never will be. And so they understand that the leaders in their churches, their parishes, whatever, are just human. That they are trying to follow the teachings as their interpretation of their Christian break-off, to follow the teachings to be good people. It is not about authority of administration, except for Catholics with the Pope. And so Christians get an education at a Christian school to preach, so that it's the doctrines of that religion. And this is different, and Mormons can't understand and comprehend this, and so we mock it, as the manuals tell the teacher to read it as a mockery about Christianity. And yet Mormons do the same type of thing with reading manuals rather than studying scriptures, with seminary being told what to believe, with missions being told what to tell others to believe, Institute, the BYUs, etc. But Mormons believe that their information is true and Christians is wrong. And likewise, Christians with the same false dichotomous argument. And so, in this sense, a leader of a religion can commit a horrible crime, like watching his wife do the pool boy, say that Jesus threatened to murder him if his followers don't give him a certain amount of money so that he can buy a third jet, a fifth yacht, and another mansion in another country. And you'll prosper financially if you give me lots of money. The Hinckley clip, if you saw that again yesterday, or the day before, or whenever I posted it, where he says, if you're paying tithing to be rich, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And you listen and you think, wait, what? I'm giving away money to get rich? Why would I think that? It's because of the misunderstanding of Malachi. I will bless you with the windows of heaven. And you will have not room enough to receive it. It's not what it's talking about. Dear God. Mormons it goes in one ear, out the other, goes over their head, and all of the blonde jokes from the 80s. All of them. They're just awful. Before the blonde jokes began, it was all Polish jokes and racist jokes about Mexicans. And then the blonde jokes began. And then all the little peers were thinking they were comedians now. And so yeah, this is it's a concept that Mormons can't comprehend, how people can still attend Christian churches when the leaders commit crimes and go to prison even. It's a completely different scenario. See, here in in the church, when a bishop or a stake president or an area 70 or James J. Homula leave the church, it's a massive scandal of great proportions, shaking the foundations, which could also be a good song. Maybe I'll listen to that on my own. Shake your foundations, oh. Because I'm still thinking take this job and shove it might be the better one to do. So that ICE app to know when ICE is coming has now been taken down. So yep, now you will no longer know when ICE is coming to a city near you. City near you in Sanctuary State, Utah. Yeah, also the monthly job report is being delayed on purpose because of the shutdowns. You know, yeah, they know it's going to be bad and ugly, and that's what they're covering up here with the delay also, I think, is that by not telling people that everything is going to hell, even though this is what he's doing, we know this, he's shutting down the federal government, he's destroying the national economy, he's passing authority, transferring authority to the states, and the states have to run their own state as an independent vassal nation. You have to have your own electrical grid, you have to have your own companies, your own economy, your own laws, as long as they're based on MAGA principles. Project 2025. And I can't believe the Antifa press are like going, Trump lied, he lied, we got him. He's now embracing Project 2025. During the campaign, he denied it. When have you ever known Trump to tell the truth? Have you forgotten your reporting during his first term, breaking all records for the number of lies in a single minute, hour, day, week, month, year, presidential term? And now you think he's telling the truth? And you think you caught him in a lie? A lie? Unbelievable, the stupidity of people who think that other people are stupid and will believe them. Deathbed president of the Quorum of the 12 has risen from the grave for the zombie apocalypse.